Democrats also painting Kavanaugh as an aggressive drinker. So will we actually get a vote this week? Joining me now, senior fellow at the Cato Institute and editor-in-chief of the Cato Supreme Court Review, Ilya Shapiro. Welcome back, Ilya.
Good to be back.
Now, last we spoke, we were pretty much talking about Judge Kavanaugh's record on Fourth Amendment cases, but now we are in completely different territory. What do you make?
We're in cloud cuckoo land.
We are in cloud cuckoo land, which is fun in a Lego movie, but it's really a bummer if you follow politics. It's very disheartening. So what would you make of today's developments and everything since Thursday's hearing?
I mean, I hope Jeff Flake and Lisa Murkowski are enjoying this extra week of silly season. It's certainly not going to convince hardcore proponents or opponents of the Kavanaugh nomination. But they're not the target audience for all of this. If at the end of the day, this week, which assuming doesn't turn up anything new, it looks like it's not, the votes are going to be the same. But if people think that there's more legitimacy to the Supreme Court out of it, well, I guess okay. But really, this I don't think there's a point to all of this. He said, she said. Now we're talking about his college drinking. I mean, I'd be suspect if someone did not drink when they were in college. So it's time to vote on all this.
Especially in the early to mid 80s. I mean, come on, man. that was post Animal House. That was right in the sweet spot of Fast Times at Ridgemont High. The 80s were a wild time. You know, setting up the 90s, which were the golden era, but we'll get back to that at some other point. Now, Prosecutor Mitchell, who was tasked with asking some of these what many thought were boring questions of Dr. Ford, actually turned up a very interesting memo based on the conversation that they had before the Senate Judiciary Committee. How much of an impact does that memo have on people like Lisa Murkowski and Jeff Flake?
I don't know. I mean, it all gets blasted out. It all goes out in the PR machine. The exercise with Special Prosecutor Mitchell was a bit of an artificial one as well, because typically when you're doing that sort of interview, it's not in these weird 5-minute blocks and all that. I don't know if she corroborated all the evidence she had to make that full memo. And at the end of the day, this isn't about whether to charge someone or not. It's a little bit of a different standard, but it all goes into that media circus machine. And Kennedy, look, all I can say is I'm very glad that when you and I were in college, there was no social media, there were no iPhones, none of this stuff, and so we're just left with our yearbooks and calendars.
I know, it's really sad. My calendar is so boring. I didn't even get to see Grease 2. So let's talk a little bit about Dianne Feinstein's rationale for sitting on the letter like a hen with a very delicate egg. Do Democrats have a right to demand a less expedited process when they wasted so much time bringing this letter forth?
That's exactly right. The problem is, and I think Senator Graham and Senator Cotton have already called for investigations of Dianne Feinstein once this is all done. The problem is she said that she wanted to protect Dr. Ford's confidentiality. That's fine. You know how you do that? You have a confidential FBI or other investigation when the letter is full disclosed that is then taken up in private committee, in executive session, not before the cameras at the 11th and a half hour. So if their whole goal was to protect Dr. Ford, they did about the worst thing possible.
Yeah, it was actually very cruel, because if it wasn't her, if it wasn't someone from her office, it was someone who saw the letter, who then leaked that to the press, and they forced her out of hiding through this hideous intimidation process.
And apparently her lawyers didn't even convey that the Senate investigators were willing to go to California to talk to her rather than in the glare of the public media in Washington.
I love it. In the memo we found out, she's like, I didn't want to go to Washington because I'm afraid of flying, unless it's to the Mid-Atlantic, which I do twice a year, and of course to the East Coast to see family at least. And it's like, come on. You know, you cannot have it both ways, and it seems everyone wants it both ways. It's not an acceptable process. Was Judge Kavanaugh the wrong nominee for this position?
I don't think so. I mean, look, he wasn't my number one choice, but he's a solid conservative and a solid originalist and textualist. And all of this stuff that we're talking about is ticky-tack stuff, whether the slang in the early 80s was correctly notated on his calendar, whether she has a fear of flying. All of this stuff is nonsense. At the end of the day, if you like his jurisprudence, vote for him. If you don't like his jurisprudence, vote against him. But all of this character assassination, he said, she said, artificial investigations where everyone's shocked that nothing is getting found and delays and all of this. It is not helping the country. At the end of the process, it's not about who wins. It's about who loses the least.
If he had only nominated Mike Lee from the beginning, right in there. Right in there.
I'll give him a pass. I'll give him a pass for not drinking during college.
Oh no, man! I think he gave all of his extra booze to Brett Kavanaugh, and that's the problem we're seeing right now. Ilya Shapiro, thank you for your time.
My pleasure.
Very good.